Hi, I'm Darlene and welcome back to Super at 60. Today I have to bake a cake and I thought, well, you know what? I think I'm going to do it in Valentine's shape. Yeah, well, I'm fortunate enough because I do have a lot of heart-shaped pans, cake pans, cupcake pans, and I do have heart-shaped cookie cutters. But I got to thinking, there may be a lot of you out there who would like to make something special heart-shaped for your family, but you may not have any heart-shaped pans. So join me because I'm going to show you how to do it with a brownie pan and a round cake pan. All right, so the first choice that you have to make, your first decision, is what kind of cake do you want? And it does not matter at all. It can be a vanilla cake, yellow cake, white cake. It could be a butter pecan cake. It could be a spice cake, chocolate. Today, since I kind of had one in my pantry, I thought, I can't think of a better time to use this red velvet cake. Okay, so that's what we're gonna start with. And just make it really pretty much according to the box. There are a few substitutions that I like to make when I'm using a cake mix, but I'm not sure I'm going to do those today because I am kind of in sort of a hurry and I do want to take some time decorating this as well, just a wee tiny bit. And I do have to make my own frosting. If you have canned frosting at home, just use it because I know it'll be absolutely fine. I've used canned frosting before and all my cakes get eaten. I don't remember anybody complaining. So we're just gonna go with it. So there we go. One thing that I do like to add, and I decided I am gonna add it today, is a little bit of baking cocoa to the red velvet cake. Just about a tablespoon, maybe just a smidge less than a tablespoon. Yep, just go ahead and put it in there. I like to do that. I like to add things like that. Then we need 1 1/4 cups of water. A substitute that I like to do also is whatever water that your cake mix asked for, use milk. Use milk as a substitute, 1%, 2% whole milk, it doesn't matter. If you're making a chocolate cake, use chocolate milk. Why not? Be delicious. All right, and I think we need a 1/2 cup. I'll just check one more time. Yep, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And we'll just put that right in. And then of course our eggs, 3 eggs. I'm only using 3 today because I'm trying to stick to the back of the box. But I will say a little secret, I usually add an extra egg. Yep, there we go, 1. Whoops, I don't know what Brownie's barking at. Did y'all hear that? She's always barking at somebody. So let's give this a quick mix. Oh, it's so nice and red. I love it. It's going to be absolutely perfect. If you do have a vanilla cake mix or a white cake mix, yellow cake mix, well, I'm not sure about yellow. I better be careful with yellow. But a white cake mix, if you wanted to add a drop or 2 of red food coloring, how could that be? All right, I don't want to splash on me. But I do want to make sure that those eggs are well incorporated in here. But as usual, I don't like to overbeat. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous and it smells so good. All right, I'm just trying to move things along here for you because I know you got a lot of things going on. And I've gone ahead and got my pans ready. Here's my cake pan. And here's my brownie pan. and I've already sprayed them. They're ready to go. So we're gonna divide them into the pans. All right, a little bit in here and a little bit in here. You know, if you have a really big group kind of to take this to, you can very easily do 2 cakes. Use 2 brownie bowls and 2 cake pans. And then double frost them. You'll have some kind of a filling in the middle. Yeah, you could go all out with this. You really, really could. But today, since I'm in a hurry, I'm gonna keep it simple because that works too. All right, give me a little tap tap. I know you're enjoying that sound. But get the bubbles out, because if you don't, when the cake comes out and there were any bubbles, air bubbles in there, you'll have all these little lumpy bumpies on top. And we don't like lumpy bumpies, ever, anywhere. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the 350 oven. And in the meantime, we're gonna make some frosting. Okay, my cakes are out of the oven. I'll show them to you in just a second. I wanted to talk about the frosting for just a moment. Since I did say that we're not going to be using a canned frosting right now, we're going to be making it ourselves. I know you probably have your own very, very special favorite frosting that you like to make by yourself. And so do I. So I'm just going to share mine with you today. So right now I have approximately 3 cups of powdered sugar in my bowl. And I have approximately a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of Crisco. All right, and the last thing that I like to add is a pinch of salt. Just helps to cut that sweetness ever so slightly, and just a pinch, okay? Just get it right in there. It happens to be pink Himalayan salt. It's beautiful. And in that goes. All right, and now we're gonna start the process of making a creamy frosting. I'm gonna use milk. And I'm going to start with about, let's say 1.5 tablespoons. We'll see what that does. You don't want it too thin because, well, I don't want it thin today because I don't want a glaze. I want a frosting. You saw me with the defrosted strawberries, and then I mushed them up real well. There's a lot of moisture in there, so I don't want to add too much milk at this time. So let's go ahead and add in our strawberries. It's just a whole bag of frozen strawberries that I defrosted and then mashed up really, really well so that they're nice and spreadable and there's no big, huge lumps of strawberries. Let's see what this does now. Okay, I'm gonna put my whisk on because I really wanna whip this up really well. Okay, and I'm gonna add a little bit more confectionery sugar. And drizzle a little more milk in. Just a wee tiny bit. That was probably a teaspoon, believe it or not. There was a lot of moisture in those strawberries. So yep, it's time to start adding a little bit more powdered sugar. It's perfect. Just perfect. All right, my cakes have come out of the oven. Aren't they beautiful? They have that nice red cocoa color to them. I'm gonna slice off just a little bit from the top and then I'll flip them over very gently. This you have to do very gently. You have to make sure that they are totally and completely cooled. You wanna make sure that you have a nice tray, a good sized tray in your house. You could use a cookie baking sheet. If you wanted to, just line it with foil. I just took a cutting board, a wood cutting board. Let me step back just a minute. And I guess I'll stay right here. And I just put a sheet of foil over it and tucked it behind and put 2 little pieces of tape down so I know it'll be nice and secure. All right, we want to start with the square first. Just take a little off. You don't need to take a whole bunch off. Now I very gently want to take it over here and we're going to place it to where the point, one of these points, is going to be right here. Okay, and I want to place it upside down. Let's do this really carefully and really quickly. Let's see, can you see this? Make sure that you can see me doing this. Okay, there we go. It's down and it's looking great already. Oh, I am so excited. All right, I'm gonna cut the other piece, just a little tiny bit off the top, not too terribly much. And we'll put that little piece over here as well. All right, now what we have to do is create the heart. All right, so what I'm gonna do is cut this cake right in half, just like that, as even as you can possibly get it, okay? And I'm gonna take one piece and I'm gonna put it right here, flip it over, just like that. And I'm gonna take the other piece, move my board instead of me, and I'm gonna flip it over and put it right here. So guess what we just made? We just made a heart. Look how sweet that is. Can you see? Look, actually I think it was better this way, wasn't it? Look at that, we have a heart-shaped cake, just like that. All right, I wanna take my frosting. Here's my frosting, how nice it turned out. It's just beautiful frosting. I'm gonna go ahead and start first at the seams. Okay, just wanna make sure there's enough frosting there. And start with a good glob of it because you don't wanna pull up a bunch of crumbs and get that in your frosting. Hey, if you do, it's not the worst thing in the world. But if you wanna be a little bit careful about it, that's fine.